Hi, welcome back to Spinnaker Spoilercasts. This week we're going to be reviewing It 2, Chapter 2. My name's Emma Finnegan.
I'm Drew.
I'm Amber Landerno.
And we're going to start off first with a spoil-free version. So, going in, what did you guys really think about what you're going to see and stuff?
I know Amber and I are really big a horror fan, so for me it was just like the storytelling was kind of how I got into it. I thought that this is no spoiling, so it's I think it's just a good way to kind of have the kids come back to like Derry, which we know from the trailer, so I'm not spoiling anything. Yeah, I liked the horror of it, the storytelling of it, and the ending was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, I'm not a big horror fan, so I literally saw it, the original It's Monday, and then yesterday before I went to see the It Chapter 2, I saw the first ones because someone told me that I had to watch the first one so I understood what happened in the second one, and I was able to follow along.
Yeah.
And really, it was really good in my opinion. It's like I just didn't know what going in. I did not know what to expect. So.
Yeah, I read the book actually right before I saw the first movie. Well, read loosely. I audiobooked it because I don't have time for that. But no, I listened to the audiobook and then I saw the first movie and I haven't touched the story since. So I kind of forgot a lot of the things. So going in, I was like, oh, I kind of remember some of this, but I don't at the same time. So, but overall, I really, really liked it. Okay, so now we're gonna go in depth and get into a more like spoilers moment for you guys. So.
You lied, and I died. You lied, and I
So the opening has actually, I did a little research after we saw the movie yesterday, and the opening scene has the carnival scene with the two gay couple from that, one of them's from Derry and one's not, and then there's like a hate crime, basically, where they get beat up. So if you're gonna see it, there is a lot of violence and stuff, so forewarning. But that was actually in the original book, and the book was written in, the 80s, I believe? Yeah. So, back then, that was when a lot of sort of hate crimes were more common in society. So, there's been a lot of controversy with the fact that they showed that in the movie and stuff. What did you guys, were you, kind of taken aback by that at all?
I was taken aback by the hate crime against them, because I was like, oh, that's really cute, because they're a couple at a carnival on a date, and just seeing that they just got attacked like that was really surprising. I wasn't expecting that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Derry's very conservative back then too, so even a small town kind of feel like how they kind of ganged up on Mike about his parents, crackheads, starting the fire. They kind of hated him more for that, so it kind of stinks, but it creates the authenticity of it, as well, because they're gonna act this way in the town, we're gonna act this way to gays because it's
a small town.
And
they're
afraid of it.
Maine, small town.
Yeah.
That's also a common thing in Stephen King. So it always takes place in Maine. Okay, and then moving on. It keeps getting darker. It's dark film. I mean, it's Stephen King. It gets into Stanley's suicide, which I was really sad about. I was like, I really liked in the first movie Stanley's character was really sweet, and I just wanted to protect him, and then sadly killed himself, which was sort of an interesting plot point, which we'll get back to at the end of the movie with the whole note thing. Spoiler. But yeah, I think they handled it really well though in the movie with the depiction. Kind of, it wasn't too visceral in the showing and stuff, so I wasn't too kind of thing. I don't know what you guys felt about that.
I agree with you with that. Some other shows right now kind of paint a bigger picture with suicides. This is kind of I guess not PG, but in a way kind of less intense than some. So the pool of blood, it's kind of a symbolism of hey, he's dying, there's blood there, common sense, science. That's kind of my 2 cents on that.
personally for me, when I saw that scene, I thought it got it, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't think that he went and killed himself. But, like, when I saw the end and saw the note, I'm like, wait, okay, so that happened. So this is what happened. Okay.
Yeah. So it's sort of hard for you to sort of figure out what happened exactly. Yeah. All right. And then next up, the team is now brought back together by Mike. Sometimes I get the names mixed up.
Me too.
I'm a bad fan. But they get all the individual calls from Mike to come back to Derry because it is back, basically. And when they get there, they like have that whole Chinese dinner scene where they're like, they apparently forgot all their memories and everything, but now all the memories are coming back.
Yeah.
And I thought that was interesting because I was like, coming back and watching that, I was like, how did they forget something like that?
Yeah.
But
so psychological, like repressing all those like painful memories, but having that scar on their hand and not remembering what it was from, like it was crazy.
I think it was also good by James McAvoy, who played Billy. Like he got his stutter back within like the town, which is incredible because like he like committed to it and like he did a good job kind of like showing like how he could go back to that same town and that same fear that creates the same like tendencies. But
yeah, and then after that, and they all sort of remember things and weird stuff from It is happening. They find about Stanley's suicide and everything. They sort of come together and realize that, like, yeah, it is back. And so they have to now. Mike tells them about this old legend from, I couldn't remember the name of the tribe that. Yeah, there's like this pot or something that they have to trap it in, and apparently it's been there for many millions of years. And he's like actually like an alien of some sorts. That whole segment was a little weird. Like I couldn't quite follow along.
Yeah.
What was going on if I didn't already know from the book? I was like, what is going on? I'm so confused. Because he's not a demon or anything. He's an alien.
Yeah.
And conqueror of worlds kind of thing.
Maybe if we drank the root, we'd understand it,
Yeah. And so Mike tells everybody that they have to go separate and collect tokens from each other, and the tokens have to be something from their past that they have to let go from, basically. And so when they separate, they all have to like basically fight their demons again, like and reface everything. I thought that the symbolism of that was really cool.
Yeah.
And going back to the pot, like I remember in one of the scenes how one of them was looking at the one side that was scratched out. I'm like, that looks like really suspicious. So like when they revealed
that,
when they revealed that later on, I'm like, okay, so that's what happened to it. So this is what's going on.
See, I didn't catch that. I was like, oh, what?
One of them was like touching it, and like they're like, okay, what the heck happened here?
Oh, true. Yeah, and then, oh my gosh, that scene with Beverly at her old house with the old lady. So it turns in, basically, spoilers, it turns into like an old lady that's living at Beverly's old house. And from the first movie, if you didn't see it, her and her dad have a real messed up relationship, let's just say, because I don't quite want to spoil the first movie because I'm spoiling the second movie, so. But basically, the old woman is like running around naked in their house, and it was so creepy and weird. But it's it, and she has to go and oh gosh, I think that's scarred in my brain forever.
I feel like I was laughing at inappropriate moments because like the scary parts, I was just completely dying at. It was so funny, especially that part. Like that scene was so messed up, but I just found the humor in it because. She's like running around in the background, and it's just like, okay, now she's what happened to her clothes?
Yeah, no, that was a lot. And then when Bill Hader's character,
Richie.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Richie. When he went to the arcade to get the token, that's when it's revealed that Richie actually is gay. Spoiler, big spoiler there. He's gay, and he has a lot of like. That's his big secret. That's the thing that, like, nobody... I don't even think any of the friends knew.
Maybe
really.
Eddie.
Maybe Eddie, because jumping a little forward at the end of the film, there's a little reveal. We'll jump forward again. Jump backwards now. But he has to go to this arcade, and his token's like a little token from the arcade. And it flashes back to like that scene where the town bully, not Stanley, what's the town bully's name?
Henry?
Henry? With the knife guy.
The knife guy.
Knife guy.
Yeah.
Knife guy. He basically calls him a slur, a gay slur, and that's when it's sort of like, and it runs away, and like that hit me. I was like, I forgot about that.
I'm a big fan of 80s music and nostalgia, and when Ben, who was the pudgy kid in the first movie, now fit in the second one, he is basically in his classroom, two kids kind of slap on the back of the head with backpacks. Listens to an MP3 player.
Oh.
Yes. And so Beverly talks to him, hey, what are your friends doing? And I go, oh, those guys are my friends. Now I mean Danny, Donnie, Jordan, Joey, and John. I'm like, you know what? That's New Kids on the Block, an 80s boy band. So it was sick to hear about that. Also, if you go back to the scene 2 with him in his locker, in the background is a guy's face. It's a kid from the band too, so that was kind of funny to watch. But I love just the nostalgia of it fully without the full movie and the movies. They had the We Got Mail on the background of the theater.
Yeah.
So and the Meg Ryan reference earlier with the haircut with the guy.
Yeah. Cool. And then moving on, they all get their tokens, and then they have to go back to the creepy house. I forgot the name of it. It's a cool Niebolt, the Niebolt house, Neobolt or something like that. And that's where it lives, basically underneath the house. And they have to go back down into it, and they're like, okay, we're gonna face it. Oh, actually, Knife Guy tries to kill them because it has possessed him.
Yeah.
And what's his name? I keep forgetting his name.
I want to say it's Henry.
Henry? Okay, it's Henry.
Because he tried carving his name into
the
the
H.
stomach.
Duh.
Yeah. So, when they introduced him, it kind of, I guess that character, in a way, idolizes it because it was terrorizing the kids he was terrorizing, in a way, So I feel like he connected with that. So when he saw the balloon, he's like, okay, here we go.
Yeah,
I
that's
got
interesting.
it.
I just thought he was crazy.
Well, that too.
Well, that too.
And you also see him too in the flashback to Richie's Fast 2 in the arcade. So
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah,
He was awful. And then he it basically. I don't understand the reason why it needed him to kill basically all of them. I get that it had their times set up and the fear, but I don't understand why he wanted him to kill him. I don't know. I don't know if that was it telling him to kill him or it just being to scare them. I wasn't sure about that. That was a little thing I need to look into. But Henry then stabs Eddie's face, and that was very I don't like that.
I thought he was going to be
dead. I thought he was going to die, and then he stabbed him, and I was like,
oh, there you go. Full circle.
Yeah. And backtrack. I kind of jumped all over the place there. Sorry about that.
It's all right.
They're at the Neobolt house, and they're facing it again, just like they did last time. But they're adults now, and they go down into the sewers and follow everything. And there they are basically having to do the ritual and sacrifice all their tokens and stuff, and it doesn't work. And they realize that Mike had lied to them. They were saying that he was lying and that he knew it wasn't going to work because it didn't work the last time. But he thought that it was going to work because they didn't believe last time. And now they do believe, but again, it didn't work.
Someone didn't fully believe hard enough.
Yeah, yeah. And so because of that, it comes back even stronger, and it's giant. He's like this giant spider Pennywise thing. And they all sort of are trying to figure out how to kill it. And in that time, Eddie comes back and he throws the dagger
You
thing.
believe it's a weapon.
Yeah.
The monster killer.
That monster killer, and he throws it, and he thinks he's killed but he actually didn't.
He's pissed it off.
He just pissed it off, yeah. And something gets Eddie and kills him. And that part, like, I literally went, no, because I really like Eddie.
Yeah.
I like that he was a mess, and, but he was one of the lovable characters, and it made me really sad to watch him die. And, like, his death when Richie was, like, not wanting to leave him and basically being like, no, you're okay, he's okay. That was...
I think he liked Eddie, like, super.
yeah, 100%.
Like,
oh, yeah, no, they were definitely, like, buddies. And not, like, buddies, but, like, probably, like,
buddies.
Best friends.
Best friends.
Inseparable best friends.
Yeah, like, oh, and that just made me really, and, like, the scene after they defeat it and everything, and it's finally, I also like how they defeated it. It was by basically telling him he's like nothing. He's just a clown. I was like, ooh,
That's like,
words have power.
Yeah, it's like showing what bullying does, because like their bully belittled them and made them fear so much, and then fear grew, and now they were able to shrink fear down to like nothing, pretty much.
Yeah. It was definitely like a whoa moment. And so it is dead. The lights, the 3 spinning lights are gone. They're out. And so they have to now, everything's collapsing. And they have to get out of there. And Richie is like, we can't leave Eddie. Because Eddie's dead. And that sucks. But they have to get out. And I did cry a little bit in that moment. I was like, I had one single tear stream down my face, and I was like, no, I can't mess up my makeup. But they get out, and they then do what they did last time they defeated it, and go cliff diving into the river pool thing. The large body of water.
Yeah.
And they sort of do what they did last time, but this time it's different. They aren't celebrating. They just sort of wash themselves in the water and
Cleanse themselves and reminisced about the 2 they couldn't be with anymore.
And like, it was a very sad feeling that I had during that movie. And then Richie breaks down, starts crying, and the whole gang then surround him and hug him. And it was kind of interesting to see his realization, because he couldn't see, he didn't have his glasses, and he was crying. But he looks around and he sees like all of his friends are like still around him, and it's sort of, I love Bill Hader in this role for many reasons, but one of the reasons is he's such a good actor at portraying a shift in like the internal monologue of a character. So you can see Richie looking around at his friends and seeing like he's not alone. These are his friends. They're not going to leave him. And I did also cry another tear at that moment because he literally just lost some of the people he loves the most.
Yeah.
And then after everything sort of ends with that, they all go back to trying to have normal lives, and they all leave Derry, right?
They should.
They should. They did. I was like, none of them stayed. I believe that, like, they all kind of.
Even Mike left.
Yeah, even Mike left, who stayed the whole like 27 years after everything happened. What's Ben and Beverly? Oh, that's cute. B&B. They end up together. Beverly leaves her horrible husband.
Thank
I
God.
hated him.
Oh my God. I felt so bad for her.
I know. Oof. That was uncomfortable to watch.
Yeah.
But they end up together because Ben revealed that he wrote the letter of your hair is winter fire letter.
Finally.
And she was like, you're the one. And he's like, I am the one. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Eddie goes, not Eddie, Eddie's dead. Richie goes back to the spot on the Kissing Bridge, or it was Kissing Bridge, I believe, from the first movie. And he goes back and you saw earlier in the movie young Richie carving the R plus, and you don't see the rest. And then it pans out and you see it's an E, so it's R plus E, and you realize that's when the moment when Richie and had his feelings for Eddie. And I was so sad in my chair even thinking about it, because I sort of like does that and walks away. But he just recarves it. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and then Ben, what? Not Ben. What is George's brother?
Billy.
Billy. He'll have a B. Billy. He goes back to finishing his book and actually writing a good ending.
Yeah.
And they all sort of go back, but they all call each other and stay in touch this time. It's not like a
Let's all forget and move on and go our separate ways.
yeah.
What was sad was, like, they actually showed a scene where everybody's together when they were kids, and they're like, are we always going to remain friends? And then, of course, we know that didn't happen, and it's just like, dang. They did not stay friends, and now I guess they're going to actually try, and they don't forget now, so they do remember what happened. So now that they moved on from everything, they can still keep in contact, which is a really big moment, I think. But
Yeah, definitely. And then the final moments of the movie was Stanley's not suicide note, but letter to all the friends, and his words are sort of what outroed the entire movie and summed everything up, like once a loser, always a loser, kind of, but in like a really melancholy, like really sweet way of. It was a really sweet ending for a horror movie. I was expecting Pennywise to pop up and be like, I'm still here! And I was like, oh no, but it wasn't. There's nothing.
Chapter 3?
Yeah, so overall, I thought the movie was really well done. I didn't think of it as a scary movie. It was an intense movie. And I felt very sad watching it. Maybe it's because, like, I'm like, oh, I'm getting old now, kind of thing. But overall, like, I did enjoy it. It was an enjoyable thriller, I would say. What about you?
Like, I think it wasn't more what the jump scares kind of got me. It was more just like psychological kind of horror. It was like the demons and like how like Pennywise kind of create like kind of like trauma for them, or they kind of to relive it. That kind of got me a little bit, but I don't know, I feel like there's the one scene too where the girl goes from the baseball game underneath the bleachers.
Oh yeah,
I love
and
that
it's like
scene.
on your face. I'll count to 1, 2. You're gonna say 3, and he freaking eats her.
that
You're
was
supposed to say, oh, there we go.
Yeah.
it's like. Well, the jump
Yeah.
scares were pretty good though.
That was just the first childhood murder of the movie too. Just spoiler alert there. There's a second one as well in the fun house, which is even more scary.
There was a lot bigger body count of children in this.
Yeah. Like basically it was a fun house, and Billy's trying to find the little kid that lives at his old house, and the kid actually like hears voices in the bathtub of from Pennywise. Spoiler, sorry folks. And he goes to the fun house and he's trying to get this kid away, and he goes to the mirror and he can't get to the kid. He goes bam, 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 and then it won't open right. Behind the kid is a good old Pennywise, like pop his head to the window like a maniac for some reason. It was weird and really dumb, but it worked for some reason.
It's Pennywise.
Exactly. But anyways,
It's like,
8 pounds.
how were you supposed to like go around those mirrors? Like,
Yeah.
hate mirrors.
But
Fun mirror, house mirrors.
anyways, he can torch his mouth like 10 feet and just eats the kid.
That was.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
And that's Drew's take on childhood murders of it too.
Yeah, yeah. I think the body count in this movie was like Stanley, Eddie, the 2 children. Was there any more?
That one guy that was.
Oh,
really
the one at the
thrown off, but
beginning.
yeah.
And his lover.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were married, dating. I don't know, but lover. 6. Is that more?
I think, was that it? I mean,
Well, Pennywise.
But
yeah, it was it.
Yeah, so I guess it was like a 7 body count out of great.
I thought there'd be more kids though in that carnival that they would get it, because it's like a good opportunity. It's the clown's head's literally in the carnival, but it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah. Well, I believe that was everything. I don't think I'm missing anything else that happened in the movie. There's a lot There was a lot in that movie.
Yeah.
But overall, I would rate it probably like a 5 out of 5 sales. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I'd watch it again. I don't know about you guys.
I would watch it again. It's just like the only thing that really messed with me was how bright the lights were.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I had a headache the rest of the night. Like I could not think straight. But overall, it was a good movie, so I'd have to give it a 4 out of 5 sales.
Yeah.
First of all, I want people also to know that before the movie starts, check out the trailer before. Just saying that. It's a good little preview to the coming movie in the coming years. I thought it was a 4 out of 5 sales. Not a big horror guy, but I think it was a good story. My final words from this thing, I will say this. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.